Do you like to feel good? I do. So today I want to talk about the feel good neurotransmitters that are essential for you to survive. So you've probably heard of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin. So which one is which? What do they mean? I used to confuse them. I was always wondering which one am I getting when I exercise again. So what we want to understand about these neurotransmitters is that they make us want to repeat a behavior that makes us feel good. And that is the source of our motivation. So when they're released in our brain, these good stress chemicals, they all play a different role. So there's the dopamine and endorphin. These are kind of in one family, dopamine and endorphin. They are the selfish chemical, while the other two are the selfless. So the selfish chemicals, dopamine and endorphin, they give us a short-term reward, right? As the other two give us a long-term reward. So let's look into them. So dopamine will allow us to focus, to set a goal and get things done. So it's a reward motivated behavior generator. So it's going to make us do something because we're looking for that reward. So we feel that we have an incentive of doing something because of the power of dopamine. Because when we make progress, we get a fix. So being able to see your goal or imagine it will send you a little feel-good hit, and that will keep you on track to achieving it. So that's why it's important of writing down your goals, of visualizing them, or making a vision board, because every single time that you think of your goal, your dopamine transmitters will support you. If, for example, procrastination is holding you back, or you have self-doubt, what you want to do is break down your goal in many different chunks and keep track of your progress, because you'll get a little dopamine hit every single time you check a box. So if you have one general goal that takes 12 different steps, instead of being one line, one box to check, that it takes so long before you can check that box, just say, I need to write one paragraph, and then I need to do this, then I need to do that. And it's all part of this big goal, but making more items on the list and checking every time will give you a shot of dopamine, and that shot of dopamine will make you want to keep going. So it will help you persevere. Second one in this family of selfish chemicals is the endorphin. So the endorphin, you've heard of it probably in the fitness industry as the runner's high. So that provides you the ability to go through hard work and hard labor. And like, for example, it gave our ancestors the competitive advantage so that they could hunt their next meal. Otherwise, you would not have the stamina to be able to bring back food for your family, because sometimes they had to run for 3 days. And endorphin, it counteracts the perception of pain. So in the fitness industry, this endorphin kicks are really helping us push through the next level. If you have stress, if you have anxiety, if you are afraid, you're not sure about yourself, you're overwhelmed, the power of endorphins will serve as an analgesic. Analgesic? I don't know how to pronounce it. So it's a band-aid, let's say, that will help you feel less stress, less anxiety, less fear. Now, so if you feel that you're getting overwhelmed, get some exercise or start laughing. So laughter will generate a big dose of endorphin as well. You can't be afraid at the same time that you're laughing. So watch a comedy show, find some fun stuff to laugh, and that will really get you a shot of endorphin, and then it will reduce your stress level. So these are the short-term boosts, okay? So the dopamine and the endorphin, and they're activated in our brain without interaction with nobody else. So it's ourselves. So that's why they call the selfish chemicals. And the thing is, they could be very addictive as well. There are some not so healthy ways to provide endorphin and dopamine, like caffeine, alcohol, drugs, social media. They contribute to the release of these selfish chemicals, while exercising and laughing, chunking down your task, visualizing your goals are much healthier ways to get these endorphin and dopamine kicks. So as I said, these are very short term and they are the selfish one. If we get into the next team of two, so there's the oxytocin and the serotonin. So these are not as instant like the other two, but they will build up in your system, and eventually you'll enjoy a long-term benefit. So that's why they're so important. And they are the selfless chemical because they do involve other people, and they provide a much fulfilling result as well. So oxytocin. So oxytocin, it helps us form bonds of love, friendship, trust. It makes the relationship stronger. Oxytocin makes, if you are an entrepreneur and you are inspiring people, or if you are getting inspired, that's oxytocin that allows you that. Generosity, empathy, they all rely on oxytocin to exert their magic. Without that, the society would be in complete chaos if we didn't have oxytocin, because it would be every man for themselves. Nobody would care about nobody. So knowing that people around us have our back will give us a shot of oxytocin, and that's creating a lot of self-confidence in ourselves when we know that there are people around us that care about us, that we are inspired by them, or that we are inspiring them. So it gives us a boost, whether you are at the receiving end, or whether you are at the giving end, or whether you're at the observing end as well. You know, let's say you see somebody on the street doing something very nice for another person. You are not even involved, but by witnessing them do this, you get a little, oh, that's so nice what they just did. So you got your shot of oxytocin just by witnessing other people doing something nice. Oxytocin really keeps us healthy. It opens our mind. It makes us better problem solver. It has lots of interaction with other people. It makes us want to be surrounded with people, and all the interaction that we have with other people, like when we hug, when we are giving something, when we're receiving, the orgasm is a very high level of oxytocin. Witnessing or giving a present, or witnessing somebody receiving a present, any act of kindness will contribute to release a flow of that long-lasting feeling. Then there's the serotonin. Serotonin is the last one. It's still in the family of the selfless chemical. And serotonin is connected. Sometimes you hear that if you know anybody, or if yourself have a craving for sugar, you're more likely have a serotonin deficiency, and you need to get more of this type of fix. So instead of reaching out for something sweet, reach for a friend. So serotonin is very specific. As oxytocin was witnessing or giving or inspiring hugs or connection, the serotonin will be generated when you are with people. So instead of reaching for a chocolate bar or for a cake, when you have a sugar craving, reach for a friend, call them, get in touch with them, text somebody. It's the feeling of when you feel that you matter, feeling important for somebody else, making a difference, being significant, making somebody proud, or feeling proud because you help somebody do something and now they're succeeding. Maybe your child, maybe a friend that you help. It's making somebody it's making sure that people around you have interactions, have connection. So if you know that they care for you and if you care for them, both will generate oxytocin. Both will generate serotonin. I'm talking about serotonin now. If you achieve your purpose, because I often talk about all the levels of a person's self, and then you get to the top part where you are living from your purpose. Purpose means, who else am I serving beyond myself? How am I a contributor? When you live from purpose, that's when you generate the most serotonin, because now it's, who else am I serving? If you're helping others, that's when you get this long-lasting chemical filling your brain with feel-good emotions, okay? It creates a durable sensation. So you are wanting to focus more on the latter, on the serotonin and oxytocin, because they will create a longer lasting emotion. Now, I talked about feeling proud, being surrounded with people, knowing that people care for you and you care for them will provide serotonin. And also sunlight. Sunlight will also give you a shot of serotonin as well. There were a few studies who showed that that will promote the serotonin production that sunlight would. So continue to cultivate your relationships. Continue to make efforts for people, to go out of your way to surprise a friend, to help them, to make them feel that you care for them. Tell them more often, and that's how you get your dose of serotonin. So the objective is to find balance between the selfish and the selfless chemicals. So you want to get some fix quick for yourself, the selfish chemicals, the endorphin and the dopamine, and you also want some long-lasting oxytocin and serotonin fix. So you want your weekly paycheck, and then you want your yearly paycheck as well at the same time. So continue to enrich people's lives, and then you will get your own dose of good feeling chemicals.